Krishna Dvaipayana, the great sage, who was also known as Vyasa, as the compiler of Vedas. Though the Vedas are considered to be over 100,000 years old, and it remained an oral tradition that people from generation to generation transmitted it through oral traditions by telling it to each other. These are generations of people who understood the significance of sound, so they refused to write down the impact and significance of sound. Because of all the things that we use, the subtlest form of physicality is sound. So, they maintained oral traditions, never written down. But then once it happened, the rich Gangetic plain was struck by a famine which lasted for over 14 years. They say for 14 years and not a drop of rain came. Crops dried up. The civilizations of the day wilted away. People forgot to say the Vedas because they were picking up berries and nuts to eat. They completely forgot their traditions. So when once again the rains came and Vyasa saw the loss that had happened to that civilization because they had lost the Vedas, he thought it is best that it is written down, so he compiled it. People say he could only remember and compile, he could only gather only about 8% of the Vedas. This 8% was classified into 4 segments of Veda called the Rig Veda, Atharvana Veda, Sama Veda and Yajur Veda. I am saying in that order because that is not the order that people use today, but traditionally that's the order. So this 8% became 4 Vedas. Even today, these 4 Vedas are considered to be among the greatest documents that humanity has ever compiled or prepared. But it was only 8% of what was said and what he could remember, he put it together. So the next time, he wanted to compile a great story, an eternal story, which could be relevant to people forever and ever. He did not want to take chances. He spoke to 2 people. One is Vaishampayana, his disciple, who heard in awe. But disciples can distort. So he hired a god. The deal was he has to write down, because Vyasa wouldn't trust the human memory anymore, because this method of transmitting through human memory was in the Satyuga when people were of a certain mental caliber. As it started receding, Vyasa thought it is best it is written down. You cannot trust human memory anymore and they will distort. So there was one person writing down, another person listening. But unfortunately, the written document was so attractive, it was such a grand piece of literature, the gods came and stole it and they took it away.